Yo, what's up? What's up?
That was weird.
No, so what happened was the notification on my laptop came up at the last second. And so I had accidentally clicked on us going live, and I had to get out of that. Then I had to try to scramble back to my StreamYard tab to get back to here, and then played it. So I come up at the last minute. I said, dog, I got like 3 seconds left before this thing stopped playing.
Well, we here.
What's up, daughter Ray? Oh man. What's up, Dio? Oh man. So anyway, Lord have mercy. I tell you, man. Anyway, what's up, y'all? Man. Listen. This is my favorite time of the year, okay? Let's introduce ourselves, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Y'all know what it is. In case anybody's new, Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing, future Hall of Famer. Dot Direction, Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, and he's letting y'all know, beware of the underwear Olympic performances.
I'm trying to tell you, everything that glitters ain't gold.
Listen, yeah, ooh. So
we here to talk about it.
Hey, so the combine came and went, as always, every year. You watch the prospects, the ones who did perform, because 12 corners decided not to perform.
Few receivers too.
Huh?
Few receivers too.
Yeah. And but also what's good about the combine is those general managers and owners and everybody getting there, and they started talking to each other about trades and, you know, what their team plans are for the offseason and whatnot. And, you know, fans gather information. And you start getting trades like today. There's a couple trades today. There was some releases today, including Marshawn Lattimore from Washington and Graham Glasgow from Detroit. And listen, this ain't over. This ain't over. This is only Monday.
This is just the beginning. It's going to ramp up from here.
It's great. Yeah, it's going to ramp up because the legal tampering period starts next Monday, and then actual free agency starts Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. And so you're going to have releases, contract restructures, contract extensions, more trades. So it's going to be a lot of stuff going on, basically from here on out, and it's going to be a wild next 3 to 4 weeks. This week, the following week, and the following week. Those are going to be some wild weeks, and we're going to cover it all. Like I said, next Monday starts legal tampering period at noon, and we go live. And we go live at 9:20. So
now break it down for the people at home, because not everybody here is like football gurus, so they may not know what legal tampering means. So break it down for them.
So legal tampering means you can talk to the player and you can sign. Well, you don't really like sign on a contract. You you get an agreement that he's going to come to your team. And then he officially signs that Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central. So, like, okay, let's say Trey Henderson was a free agent, okay? Well, as long as he doesn't get tagged by tomorrow's deadline at 4 p.m., which is rumored that he won't be. But if once he hits free agent market, Miami can say, hey, look, we're ready to offer you this length of years in the contract, this amount of money in the contract. Let's say 3 years, $130 million total. And you agree to it, but you can't really sign on the dotted line until Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Now, here's the thing. And I think I've seen this happen one time, and I think it happened about 2, I think more so 3 off seasons ago, maybe even 4. Just because you come to an agreement with a player does not mean he still can't sign. He still can't go somewhere else because he never signed on that. He hasn't signed on a dotted line. So agreement, that's fine, and it sounds good, but you need to make sure that you see on social media that Cuz is signing that piece of paper at 4 p.m. on Wednesday. Again, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday.
So what you'll see is basically player X agrees to terms with team X.
Yep.
Agreeing to terms does not necessarily mean that that's where he's going. He's just agreed to terms. He is still a free agent until he signs.
Yes.
When you see the actual word player X has signed with team X, then you know he's the property of that team. But it's stranger things have happened. We've had players agree to terms with a team, and then 2 days later they somewhere else. I can think of one, Eric Kendricks, a couple of years ago. He agreed to terms with the 49ers, then signed with Dallas.
I remember that.
Yeah, so those things happen.
But that's not the one I was thinking of. I think it was something else like 3-4 years ago where a player came to an agreement, then he went somewhere else. I forgot who it was. But anyway, so be ready. Now, 95% of the time, 95 to 99% of the time, once they agree on the contract, they end up signing. But you might catch one who may not be there. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into all of this, man. It's a lot. And I mean, a lot to get into because, like I said, the combine just happened. A couple of players got franchise tagged. And let's talk about those 2 players who officially got tagged, as tomorrow's deadline is 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central. George Pickens of the Cowboys, wide receiver, tagged, non-exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. And then Kyle Pitts, tight end, Atlanta Falcons. Now, I'm not sure if his is exclusive or non-exclusive. And the difference is, for people who don't know back at home, between the 2 tags, non-exclusive means you can negotiate with other teams, okay? Once free agent period hit. If Team X offers you a contract, then Team Y either has to try to match it, or if they decline to match it, then Team X owns Team Y 2 first-round picks. That means first-round pick this year and first-round pick in the following draft, okay? Or that Team Y can match the contract, and that player stays with Team Y, okay? Exclusive means no one can negotiate with you. The only team that can negotiate you is the team that tags you. So know the difference, and there you have it. But Pickens, non-exclusive. Kyle Pitts, I'm not sure what his is, but I know he got tagged. Eric, what do you think about both tags, man?
Well, I believe because of the financial situation of Dallas, they still got some things that they want to try to do in this off season when the legal tampering period begins. If I'm not mistaken, the wide receiver tag is about $28 million.
Yeah,
for that 1 year.
Yeah,
and I think that makes sense. So they can free up some money. I do believe that they're going to try to extend him long term. I know there's been rumors about restructuring Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb's
Done.
contract so they can free up cap space. It's a matter of moving money around so they can be players in free agency because there's a whole lot of things that need to happen with that defense in Dallas. Consequently, my opinion is that they should build through the draft and not necessarily try to make big splash moves in free agency because this is still a relatively young team. They're not like an older team like the 49ers that needs to make a splash now because the window is closing. But yeah, we kind of saw that one coming. Like, you know how you driving down a stretch of highway where there's no curves and you kind of see the golden arches of McDonald's way up the road. We kind of saw that franchise tag for George Pickens was coming. Because he was going to command a lot of attention.
Yes.
In free agency. You don't let somebody like that get out of your camp. Who was the other player again? I'm sorry. Kyle Pitts. Yeah. I don't know about Atlanta doing that. We always talk about beware of the contract year. You know, he had an outstanding year this season. He did.
Yes.
But I don't know if he's going to be able to duplicate that, especially with the upheaval that we have. We don't know if Michael Penix is going to be the quarterback next year. We don't know what, you got a whole regime change happening in Atlanta. So,
yes,
we really don't know how that's going to pan out. But, the Falcons do some weird stuff. I'm just going to keep it 1,000. They do weird stuff. So that was one that was, I'm not going to say we saw that coming up the road.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming because I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I don't think we saw that coming up the road, but it's not, oh, wow. It's not one of those type of, franchise tag designations. So, it's like, it's kind of like it is what it is.
This is how I feel about both of them. Kyle Pitts, no, we didn't see it coming, but also when you settle down and think about it, it's not a surprise because I guess they just want to see for themselves.
Right.
And Kyle Pitts again might be excuse me. Thank you. Might be on the best. He might be on his best behavior again and perform just like he did. And, because he still wants that long-term contract. But is he worth it? Because he struggled his first 3 to 4 years in the league.
Yeah, I want to see them. I want to see him, not them. I want to see him put together a couple of seasons back to back to back of him just going off like he did this past season, before I give him a long-term extension. Because, he could come right back, he come right back down to earth.
Yeah.
This season. We don't know.
And that's why Atlanta just tagged him, said, look, man, we're just not sure about you. And he might actually just end up playing on the tag. He may end up having to play on the tag. So,
and you know what? I would, hey man, go and play on this tag. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would be my take on it. I'd be like, play on this tag, and we're gonna see what you got. And if you go off again on this tag, then we're gonna go ahead and make it worth your while.
Yes.
I think that's what it should be.
As far as Pickens, I think Dallas they did a non-exclusive tag because they want to see his value before like paying him. I don't think Dallas wants to overpay him. I think they want to see how much teams are willing to offer, and if they match it, fine. But if they feel like someone is overpaying for him, then hey, we got 2 first-round picks for you.
And that's one thing that they did from the Parsons trade is that they made sure they picked up a lot of not just picks but high picks. That was good business. I'm not gonna lie. That made a lot of sense. Now, what they do with the picks is another story.
remains to be seen.
Yeah.
It
So,
remains seen.
but you know, in my opinion, a lot of times draft picks can and are more valuable than the players. Because you could take a first round draft pick and parlay that into a couple of seconds or a third, and now you got 3 players instead of 1.
Yeah, it just depends on who you draft and how they pan out. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's about who you draft. It's about, and which there's a great segue going into talking about the combine.
oh God.
But yeah, it's about who you draft.
Yeah, because let's get into this combine. And Trisha and I, man, we agreed on this. This combine.
This is weird. It was a weird combine. It
Felt like this was the most athletic, gifted combine
I'm glad you're
probably
bringing it
in
up.
history.
I have something to say about that. I'm glad you're bringing it up. Go ahead.
Guys, it felt like guys could run faster than a cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
Jump out of an NFL dome stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And jump further than, I don't know, man. I don't even know what jumps far. I guess I don't know. I don't want to say kangaroos. I don't think kangaroos really jump that far when they jump from. But you get my point.
Mm-hmm.
These guys just was so athletically gifted. Okay, now it sounds good,
and
teams are going to love it. Okay, and this is why I love football. Some teams really suck at drafting. Okay. Because they're going to fall in love with those traits, and they're not going to really develop that player. And then when we come back in 2029 and we look at said player who, again, ran faster than the cheetah, jumped out of an NFL dome stadium, and people going to be like, well, what happened? You sat there and you went with the traits versus going with the film, A, and B, you didn't develop him. C, he doesn't pick up on football because this NFL. This is advanced football. I know. I'm about to tag you. Give me a second. I'm about to tag you in. This is football. This is advanced football. You have to understand what these offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators are asking you to do. Okay? It is a lot. And some guys are not going to really pick up on it because they went to college, they played high school ball, and they were in the most simplified vanilla offense or defense possible. And yeah, it took advantage of their athletic ability. And a lot of times we've seen guys with their athletic abilities take advantage of everything in high school and college. When they get to NFL, everything is equal. Guys are scheming for you. And if you're an offensive player, I don't care how fast you are, because Eric and I have seen it, the fastest guys get hit hard and they get shook. Michael Vick has been hit. Reggie Bush been hit. RG3 been hit, et cetera, et cetera. Tag you in.
All right. So as you can see by my my tagline down here, it says beware underwear Olympics performances. A lot of people get caught up with it's only getting fast to bottom of the top. Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing though. These guys, we're moving into an era with modern sports analytics and training and all this other stuff like this. Some of these guys might have been training with a trainer since they was in junior high. Here's the issue though. The combine should not be the be all end all. People get caught up with, he's 6 foot this and he's 200 that and he runs 4 this and so on and so forth. He must be a great player. Let me be clear on something. For every guy that runs 4 this, he runs faster than the Uber that brought him to the combine, or and for every guy that's like can jump through the roof of the dome, like Brandon said, that winds up being a good pro, there are 4 or 5 that do the exact same thing at the combine that wind up being total busts. So beware of the underwear Olympics. I can run fast with some compression shorts and a compression t-shirt on, but how does that translate to the game? Because a lot of guys, they train to run fast. They train to lift a lot. Okay, I run fast, but can I actually cover a guy, or can I actually be the guy that's covering me? What happens if I'm a receiver? Oh yeah, I got a 4.3, but this 4.5 corner about to put his hands in my chest and press man, and I can't get off the line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this: your combine workout should be confirmation of what you see on film.
Thank you.
Not vice versa. Okay. Now, granted, there may be some guys that come in and have a good workout. Okay, I didn't know anything about this guy. Let me put on the film. Okay. And let me see, does that translate to the game? You have guys all the time who come in, don't perform well at the combine, and wind up being Hall of Famers. Case in point, Jerry Rice. 4.7.
Slow.
Okay.
Slow.
Very slow. But when he put on those pads, you couldn't catch it.
Ball game.
He very rarely got caught from behind. Okay. So, and then you have guys who come in and run 4.3, 4.2, and 2 years later, they're not even in the league anymore.
John Ross,
thank you. That's who I was thinking about. Okay. So all it should be is you should be looking at a guy's film and saying, okay, he looks good. He's got this characteristic. He's got that characteristic. He's got this, da-da-da-da-da. Let me see what he runs at the combine. And then that should be the punctuation at the end of the sentence, not the sentence itself. Too many people get caught up in that. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I know Raiders fans get mad on me getting on them, but I don't give a damn because your team drafts terrible. So I'm finna get on your ass. Al Davis was notorious. Oh, he run a 4.3. That's all I need. Darius Haywood-Bay. You remember that?
Yeah, University of Maryland.
Yeah, uh-huh. And
University of
so
Maryland.
many others like that, drafted by the Raiders, wind up being bust. That's why the Raiders ain't been worth a damn since 2003. Mark Davis do the same stuff. So
like father, like son.
So I mean, when you're perusing this film and you're looking at these prospects, you cannot get caught up with their numbers at the combine. Oh, look at the routes he runs at the combine. Ain't nobody covering him. Ain't nobody putting their hands on him at the line of scrimmage. Oh, look at his back pedal so smooth. He ain't covering nobody. Now I'm speaking from my area because I scout wide receivers and defensive backs. So, that's what I'm talking about. But you get too many people that get caught up with combine numbers. Combine numbers should just be a confirmation of what? It's kind of like in education. Oh, standardized testing is the be all end all, which is stupid. Because basically you're saying if a kid is smart or not based on what he did at the standardized test, even though this kid sit in your classroom get A's and B's, he may not test well, but he might be an AB honor roll student. Mm-hmm. When it comes down to doing his homework, turning his stuff in. That doesn't mean he's not a good student just because he doesn't test well on that standardized test. The NFL Combine is the standardized testing of the NFL. Okay? That standardized test should be just, okay, we see he tests well, but what does his workload look like? What is his work? Let's put on the tape. Let's see what he can do.
And you know what? I really do think guys are going to get overdrafted because of this.
Every time people get overdrafted.
And this year, I think it could happen mid to late first round, second and third round. I think that's where you're going to see a lot of guys just going to get overdrafted.
Mm-hmm. Would have been there in the third. You didn't draft him in the first. A lot of reach.
Would have been there in the 6th round pick. Would have been there in the 6th round when you drafted him in the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Because you said, "Ooh, he can
the numbers.
jump."
Look at the numbers. Oh, he got this vertical. Oh, he run 4 this. And it's like, which brings me to another thing. How do you look at stuff? Because at certain positions, I just want to park on the 40 for right quick. You look at certain positions, and this lineman and ran 4 this and the boop. Hey man, listen. All that matters is that 10-yard split in that 40 when it comes.
Hey man, if you got offensive lineman running 40 yards, man, we got a problem.
Exactly. I don't care about an offensive lineman that runs 4.8, 4.7. What is his 10-yard split? How quick can he go from stop to full speed? Quarterbacks. A quarterback's 40 is not that important. How quick can he get from stop to full speed? Because maybe he needs to roll out real quick and deliver a ball.
Mm-hmm.
How quick can he be there? He's standing in the pocket and get out of there and then throw the ball. At 40 yards, he might slow down. But if you got a quarterback that's got a 1.5 and a low number under 5, 1.51, 1.52, 1.53, 10-yard split, that's what you should be looking at, not his actual 40 time. People get caught up in the wrong stuff. 40 times, okay, that's good for corners, receivers, so forth. But even then, if you got a guy who's a slot guy, it's about short area quickness. It's not about how long he can run.
And there was a fast quarterback in the draft this year.
Yeah.
I think the kid from Arkansas was fast.
Yeah. So, you have to look at it. You have to look at it from that standpoint. People don't look at, it's entertainment. They have turned the combine into entertainment now, and it's fun.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's fun to watch the drills and and there's a couple of drills that you can kind of look at a few things about them. Like, I love the gauntlet drill. I love the fact that they got defensive backs running the gauntlet now. I love that.
Hey, hold on. Sorry. Isn't it the gauntlet where they let's see. They're on the sideline. They catch the ball,
turn, catch the ball, run down the line.
Yeah, boom, and boom. Yeah, yes. I love the gauntlet.
Gauntlet is a pretty good measuring stick, but it's still, watch this. It's still not indicative. It's not a clear indicator that this guy's a great catcher of the football. Because what do they have to do when they catch the football on the gauntlet?
They have to catch it and then drop it almost.
Hello. They have to catch it in what?
Drop it immediately.
They have to catch it in what?
Drop it immediately.
Do you want to do that in the game?
No.
Okay. So that's why it's a good drill to watch, but don't. Oh man, he ran his gauntlet like okay, yeah, but he ain't supposed to be dropping the ball. I need to see if he can catch this ball going across the field.
And that goes for both positions, wide receivers and DBs.
Yes, sir.
You don't want the DB catching the interception, then you drop it.
Listen, how many DBs have dropped Matthew Stafford interceptions? Countless. Okay. So that's something that you have to look at. So when I say beware of the underwear Olympic performances, yes, there are going to be guys that run fast and that test fast and lift this and jump that, and they still going to be great players. But I need people to understand at home, for every single guy that's like that, you got 4 or 5 that's going to test the same way and be worth jack in the NFL. And the data proves it. This ain't hyperbole. This ain't me making up stuff. This is reality.
Yes.
So don't get caught up with combine numbers. The combine numbers should be confirmation of what you see on film. Or combine numbers should be something that makes you want to go and watch film. It should not be the be all and all. That's my take on the combine.
There you go.
I'm not always right, but I'm more right than I'm wrong. Let's move on. What else we got?
This is interesting right here.
Wide receiver out of Florida ran a hand time 4.19. No one knows of him. Just remember him having a rookie card back then. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, absolutely. You got guys that oh man, he ran this. These guys trained to run fast.
Hey,
what does it look like when you pad it up and you're in
now,
actual
you know
game
what?
time situation?
You know what the funniest thing was? When we had COVID and no one could do the combine because country was shut down. So everybody was running 40-yard dashes in their backyard, and everybody came out with 4.3 times. I was like, ain't nowhere in the world everybody got 4.3 times. That was the craziest thing ever.
Yep, because that's hand time. And laser don't lie.
Yeah, that lady, exactly.
Which brings me to another point about the combine. When we was talking about earlier, there's so many players that did not work out at the combine. They didn't run. They didn't run like they scared of laser. I'm gonna go do my pro day where everybody got a hand time watch. Click, because a 4.51 at the combine might turn into a 4.43
at the pro day. Yeah, it never fails. It never fails. And guess what? Quarterbacks don't never throw the football like Mendoza. Now I know Mendoza is supposed to be guaranteed number 1 overall. I get it, but dude, in my opinion, I still want to see you throw to receivers that you're not comfortable with, that you're not used to.
Yeah,
I want to see, what your timing look like on a particular route, on a quick out, on a deep
deep pro days can hurt you too as a quarterback, because if you go out there and fool around there throwing to your receivers and missing them on your pro day. I ain't gonna say no names. Everybody love him now, but that was one of the reasons why I didn't like him when he came out.
Your favorite guy
it's a guy named McCorkle.
Your favorite quarterback of all time, even over Joe Montana, baby.
McCorkle.
That's right. Your favorite quarterback. Hey, listen, man. Hey, Eric, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy you a McCorkle Jones jersey, man.
I can need something to start my fireplace with this winter.
Winter's over. Winter's almost over, man.
I'll keep it for kindling later. But it's summertime. I'm always smoking. I can start my pit with it.
All right, let's get it.
But speaking of combine, there's some things that we've talked about in the combine that we like to see different done at the combine. We were talking about this off the air. Certain drills done a different way. Some people have elected to not go to the combine. Some people have elected to go to the combine, but only do certain things. Honestly, to me, being in the combine is an honor, because there are a bunch of guys that wish they could get invited to the combine. They don't get a combine invite.
James Harrison didn't perform in the combine.
Hello. And I think we're all in agreement that James Harrison is probably a Hall of Famer. But like that, he didn't get an invite.
Nope.
So my thing is, if you get invited to the combine, unless you are injured, it should be made mandatory that you go and you work out. Unless you have an injury. That's one of the things.
Yes.
I think we talked about. Or if you elect not to go, they need to put somebody in your place. There was so many players that are on the top of a lot of boards at certain positions that did not show up to the combine, or if they showed up, did interviews and left.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, if you're gonna do that, we're gonna get Tommy from East Bumblefart University that wants a shot to get in front of the big lights and run his 40 and work out. That ain't scared to work out, because all he wants is a shot. So for every Caleb Downs, for every Mansour Delane, for every Carnell Tate, there's another guy that might be from a D2 school or a small D1 school that didn't get invited, that wants a shot.
Yep.
And I think, it's a shame, because it's like we talking about, privilege. I came from a big school. I put up big numbers at a big school, went to bowl games, yada, yada, yada. I don't need to do anything. I'm going to just, my position is solidified. Okay, fine. You know what? Don't come. But we got a spot. Johnny, fullback from East Bumblefart University. Come on out here and work out. You moving the linebacker? Okay, come out here and work out with the linebackers. You know what I'm saying? We want to see. Give those guys from those smaller schools, or maybe they might be big schools, just not schools that did really well. Because, a lot of times you'll find a great player that was just on a bad team in college.
Hell,
His team might suck, but he might be a great player. Prime example, since we're talking about it, there's a guy that I'm really in love with. I'm still looking at film. But Julian Neal, Arkansas. Hey, Brick, what's going on? Julian Neal, cornerback, Arkansas. Arkansas didn't have a great season. He's a heck of a corner. He jumps off the screen at me. So give those guys a shot like that. Don't just be like, oh, well, such and such not going to work out. We're just going to leave. No, there should be this many receivers, this many corners, this many offensive linemen, this many edge rushers, this and so on, so forth. And, hey, look, this is our list that we want to invite. Here's our second list. So if one of these guys drop out, we're going to take a guy from this list.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we like to see change. Let us know, those of you who are watching in the comment box, what would you like to see different done in the combine that you haven't seen?
I know what I want to see different.
I got a few more, but go ahead.
And this ain't got nothing to do with workouts.
Okay.
Stop disrespecting offensive linemen.
Yes.
Ain't no way in the world. Give me a second. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, Kev, what's up?
Stop disrespecting offensive linemen. There should be no reason why the offensive linemen have the least media coverage out of all positions in football.
Let me tell you something.
If you don't have an offensive line,
you ain't gonna do a damn thing.
I don't care if you have John Elway at quarterback, Curtis Martin at running back, Larry Fitzgerald receiver, Steve Smith Sr. wide receiver, Antonio Gates a tight end.
It doesn't matter.
If you don't have an offensive line,
you can't do anything.
None of that stuff matters.
You know what really grinds my gears is when they call everybody that's not on the offensive line skill players. Do you know how much skill it takes to be able to move a frame that big, to be able to block guys as your size and move them against their will? That's skill.
6'4", 325, 335, moving around. Yeah. But offensive linemen media people should not be going home when it's their turn to work out. No, not just work out, but also just talk when they do the interviews and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had the fewest amount of media members. I said, wow, that's interesting.
You gotta do better. You got to do better because everything comes down. Everything comes down to what trench warfare. What goes on in the trenches is the foundation of everything. Your trenches on your defense, your trenches on your offense. If your trenches are not strong, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter. I like to see O-lineman, D-lineman, and pass hitting sleds during the combine, maybe even live drills against each other. See, now Brick, you getting into something that I was getting ready to get into. I enjoy watching not necessarily the actual Senior Bowl game, but the Senior Bowl practices.
Yes.
That's what I enjoy the most because now you got wide receiver A against cornerback A, one-on-one. You got edge rusher B against lineman B. Mm-hmm. These games like the All-America Bowl, the Senior Bowl, the East-West Shrine.
Yes.
Those practices are what really jump out to me, not necessarily the game, but the practices.
Yes.
Which brings us to my point in the combine. It's like I like to see, these guys out here running routes, that's cute, but let them go one-on-one with the corner. I'd like to see Mansour Delane against Carnell Tate.
Yep.
Let's line up and go. Let's see what happens.
Let's see.
And then also you're evaluating quarterbacks. Can you if this guy's running a crossing route and the guy's right on his hip, can you squeeze that ball in there and put it to where that receiver can get it or that corner can't? Now I get it. Some people are gonna say, well, there's a risk of injury. I understand that. Some people's agents will be losing their mind. No, my client's not doing that. He get injured at the combine, blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, you can get injured at the combine just running a 40 by yourself.
Man, how many times you seen people pull up and they grab that hold
you can pull your hamstring clean off the bone running a 40. Yeah. So, I mean, so there's always that risk, which brings me to the 40. I'd like to see, and the NFL can afford this, instead of one lane for the 40, one guy running, actually have somebody with a starter pistol and have two guys running.
Kind of make it like a race.
Make it a race, because I guarantee you're going to see you think you're seeing some times now? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine how fast a guy would run if there's a guy next to him running?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to probably run faster. Put two lanes, put lasers on both lanes, and have the speed coach go.
And you know what? Honestly, I'm not mad at this hitting sleds, because this right here, when you have the right sled, and I know what he's talking about too, because I'm a D-line coach. You want to see their pad level.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see their pad level, and see when guys are tired. That's when you know when someone has real pad level. Okay, run them boys, run that 40. Hit that 20-yard short shuttle, hit that 3-cone drill, make them bench press 225, and all that other stuff. When they gassed and tired, and let's say they run the individual drills, you save those sleds for last, because they're tired and they ready to go home.
Let's see what they can do.
See what their pad level look like. I want to see what that pad level look like when they hit the sleds. Are you too high? Are you where you're supposed to be? Where you at? Pad level, baby. Because guess what? Pad level expose a lot of linemen on both sides.
Yep. I want to know how you come up with the description title.
Hey, hold on.
Well, you know they call it.
Wait. Kevin, you know who you asking? You know Eric. I think you know Eric longer than me.
That's not even my term. Like, that's something that's been said for a long time.
Well, yeah, and that's true, but yeah. I mean, but you know Eric though.
Whenever you're describing the combine, they call it the underwear Olympics, because you're usually in compression shorts and a compression t-shirt, and you literally look like you're running around in underwear and cleats. And if you're a receiver or a receiver, a back, or a DB, you might have some gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, So that's why they call it the underwear Olympics. It is what it is. So and we're not the only one. We're not the only ones using that term. That term is used all through sports media. They can get sleds made for the combine with all sorts of sensors. Oh yes, now you're really thinking next level. Yes.
Hey, listen. Hey, with technology.
Yeah, with the technology that's available now, that's outstanding. That would be something that's
For technology?
Yeah. How many pounds of force did he hit this sled with? Or, that could be a whole new metric.
Because guess what?
Could be measured at the combine.
Because yes, we're asking them to bench press 225 certain amount of reps. But if you come in there weak with hitting the sled, because trust me, not all linemen. I remember, oh God. The Cowboys drafted some offensive linemen years ago under Bill Parcells, and this I'm sure Bill Parcells wish he would have had a redo on this one, because I know this wasn't his idea. They drafted some offensive linemen who refused to lift weights when he was in college. And yeah, trust me, you never heard of him. His name was Jacob Rogers or something like that. Yeah, Eric, like who? That's all I need to know, Eric. That's all you need to know, man. Who? Because yeah, it was bad. It was bad, man. It was bad. he never amounted to anything, and obviously, you know the reason why. That boy just refused to lift weights, but somebody convinced Parcells to draft this guy. So yeah.
But yeah, I like Brick's idea that he had with the talking about the special. And come on now, and it ain't like the NFL broke. They could come up with something like that.
Man, as much
They,
money as
they
the
did.
NFL have,
Yeah, that would be an outstanding idea.
they
That
should
is,
they
is
should be a borderline multi-trillion dollar business, man.
yeah. I think it would be a great idea. I think it'd be fantastic if they did something like that.
Yeah.
But still chime in on your thoughts
Oh
about
yeah, of course.
what you'd like to see skill tests without gloves. Let's see. Ooh, yes, sir.
Yeah, shoes. Quick catching the football. Hey,
Let me see you catching your bare hands.
there you go.
Very good. I like that. Thanks, Eric James. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm loving these comments. I'm sorry, E. I'm sorry. I'm
These are
loving
great
these comments tonight.
Those are the days when everyone's drafting players that look like sumo wrestlers for that O line. Yeah, and that's something that's changed over the years. If you notice linemen now, they're 320, but they're compact to 320.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
solid
yes,
320.
yes.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't
320, but they look like maybe 280. They look 280, but they 320 because they're so trim. There's no sloppy big what they call a Dunlap, your belly Dunlapped over your belt. Those guys, that's in the past. That's in the past now. These guys are athletes.
Yeah. They don't like jumbo from the replacements, man.
Yeah. That's facts. The game has changed.
The game has
The game
changed.
has definitely changed. But yeah, chime in with any other thoughts you guys might have about what you'd like to see change in the combine. But you know what else happens in the combine, Brandon?
Discussions
Between GMs and coaches.
And owners.
Hey man, let's go get a steak and talk about player X because I think I'd like to have him. What would it take to move him? So let's talk about some rumors that we have heard and seen go down at this combine, which was kind of weird because normally a lot of trades happen within the week of the combine, but now we're starting to see it after the fact, which is different from what normally goes down. A lot of players move that week, but it seemed like there was talk in that week, and then now we're starting to see the players move. But let's start with the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, it looks like the Minnesota Vikings are going to be releasing Aaron Jones, Javon Hargrave, and Jonathan Allen. Releasing them as long as they can't find a trade partner, and I doubt if they do find a trade partner for any of those three. 2 interior defensive linemen and a running back and Aaron Jones. Yeah, all three are going to be released. I see Aaron Jones getting signed. Allen and Hargrave. I think Allen gets signed before Hargrave.
Yeah.
I think Hargrave. Listen, I don't know how much money he's going to be asking for, but somebody needs to tell his agent to ask for the veteran minimum so he can get signed immediately.
That's not the agents. You know, the agent's going to try to get.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. I understand that.
His bottom line.
But you know what's going to end up happening. Someone like Hargrave is going to be sitting there all the way until week 17 until he gets signed.
Yeah.
There's going to be a team that's desperate for interior defensive linemen. It's like, well, he's played football before, and one time he was good. Let's see if he can do anything. And team, I don't know. Somebody brings him in.
Well, I want to comment about Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones might have 1, maybe 2 good years in him. I think that Aaron Jones could be useful to a team that needs a secondary spellback, where he's in a running back by committee situation and he comes in and he gets maybe, I don't know, 5 carries a game, something like that. But the days of him being a feature guy are done. They're saying that they're going to release him if they can't get a trade partner. They're not going to get a trade partner unless it's somebody incredibly stupid. It's kind of like this. I think everybody knows what a garage sale is. Let's say I got a recliner. I got a Lazy Boy recliner. It's a great Lazy Boy recliner. I've had it 10 years. And I am going to try to sell it. But everybody who comes to that garage sale knows that if I don't sell it, I'm going to put it on the curb in front of my house for the garbage man to pick up. So I'm not finna pay you a red cent for that. I'm going to wait till you put it on the curb, and I'm going to drive by in my truck and pick up that lazy boy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Aaron Jones. I was like, he'll get somewhere, but the idea of him being traded somewhere, no. Especially with the running back market is the way it is, and there's some younger players that might be available. I think teams will be looking to go younger, not to mention the draft. The NFL, the Raiders will trade for Aaron Jones. You know what, Eric, I don't even doubt that. Even though they got Ashton Genty, I think they would do something crazy like that. I really could. Man, listen.
Hey, listen. Hold on, man. Hold on. Where's it at?
Trash.
Yeah, because they're one of the poverty franchises of the NFL. Now it ain't just the Raiders. You know, like, why you so hard on the Raiders and the Cleveland Browns? Because that's who they are. Until they prove otherwise to me, I'm gonna stay on them. I'm serious. Because they make some of the most horrific decisions. Like, for example, the Cleveland Browns allowing their entire offensive line to hit the free agent market. That's some Raiders, you tired of me being on you? I'm finna jump on the Browns right now. That's some poverty franchise stuff if I ever saw it.
Nah,
okay.
Hold on. That's beyond poverty. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. That's just
Brown said we got Brown like we have never Brown before.
I can't even play the trash video on that one. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't even know what you call that.
They gonna brown like they've never browned before.
Man, listen.
The only thing
I want people to understand what Eric just said. We mentioned it last week on the show too. The Cleveland Browns, all 5 of the starting linemen from last year, their contract expired and they all free agents. Now, I know they just traded for a lineman from Houston today. But
more to go.
But still, man, it's the point that you let all 5 of these somebody had to have said. You tell me nobody in that front office said anything. Hey, listen, these guys are free agents. Hello, especially since last year. For a whole 12 months, for a whole calendar year, you tell me right now, no one said anything about these guys' contract. I know these teams got to have meetings almost every damn day. You tell me no one said anything? No one said anything?
When we bring up poverty franchises, we got to talk about the Browns having a BOGO sale on their O-line, clearance being a Dollar Tree franchise except for Myles Garrett. Yeah, well, their linemen are they got a few that are actually pretty good. Like there's a guard that's a 3-time Pro Bowler that they letting walk out of their building in free agency. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. Maybe you might want to rebuild that O-line, but I'm like, you keep the Pro Bowler. You keep the guy with the high PFF grade, but hey, it is what it is. That's the Cleveland Browns. The Raiders and the Browns just do crazy stuff. And we sit here and laugh. The only thing that has kept the Cleveland Browns remotely relevant is the fact that they had a great defense the last few years and they let that guy walk out the building.
Defensive because they decided to bring in Todd Monken.
Which, come on. Give me Jim Schwartz as a head coach any day over Monken. I'm sorry.
And listen. Maybe Monken is ready to be a head coach. We don't know yet. But Jim Schwartz was in that building. And listen. he kept that team from going 0-16 to 0-17 while he was there.
Because he will put together a great defense.
Yes.
Not just with Myles Garrett. Yes, Myles Garrett is a huge part of it, but they had some good players on
the water corner. Jeremiah. Now, before he got his neck injured, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah at inside backer.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
You just miss out on a lot of, but let's not bag on Cleveland and Raiders. Okay, you guys suck. Okay, now let's move on. There's a big time running back that made a move today.
Mm-hmm.
David Montgomery,
said he
also
wanted
known
out.
as Knuckles, is now a Houston Texan.
And he said he wanted out.
And he got out.
And he's out. And he got his wish.
And he's a Houston Texan. Now, the fallout from that is going to be interesting because now you got a kind of a crowded running back room in Houston. And, there's speculation on who the odd man out is going to be in this particular situation. It could be Joe Mixon or it could be Nick Chubb. Comment in the inbox below, comment box below, who do you think will be the odd man out in the running back room in Houston? Because obviously David Montgomery is going to get the lion's share of the carries. So whatever you think, go ahead and put in the comment box below what you might think.
Oh, whoa. They coming in hot too.
Mixon is gone. I tend to agree. Yeah. Because Mixon did not play at all. He did not play at all this season for the Texans due to injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we got a sweep. We got 3 people saying Mixon is gone. Well, okay.
Yeah. So you got to look at his cap hit is $10 million. Okay.
Might be worth it. How old is he?
Yeah, his cap hit is $10 million for the Texans. And let's look up Nick Chubb, because it's gonna come down to finances and your availability. And Nick Chubb came back from a horrific injury, and was mildly productive for the Texans. So no, so Chubb is. It might be both of them because Chubb is a free agent.
Also, Chubb is a free agent, and Mixon could be released. Wow.
It could be both of them. It really could be both of them.
Okay.
And they said, okay, we're gonna put all our eggs in the David Montgomery basket, and then there are also some younger backs on the team that can spell Montgomery. He's not by himself.
Right. Or I was gonna say, hey, they can go out and draft somebody.
And there's always the draft. Always the draft.
Now we have a good question back here.
Okay.
Are the Cleveland Browns resigning Njoku?
No,
I don't know.
I think he's gonna go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I was thinking that he was gonna be gone.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a free agent.
I think so too.
I think they're gonna let him walk out of there. Especially with, you got to realize that there are, this is a whole regime change happening with that team. And typically when there are regime changes,
they want their own guys.
They want their own guys, and you could possibly see a lot of guys leave.
Yeah.
Now, granted, sometimes you got the new guy that comes in as coaching, and it's like, hey man, I actually like player X. I actually like player X, so let's hold on to him because he fits what I do. Now that's not always the case, but that could be the case.
Yep.
So, but yeah, David Njoku's market value right now is second in the league. His potential market value, according to Spotrac, is about $9.9 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he's like, hey man, if y'all ain't gonna give me $9-10 million, I'm gonna go somewhere where I think I got a chance of winning. Charlie Sheen. But you know, I mean, I don't think he's going to stay. I think Njoku's out the door.
Right.
All right, let's get to some of these other
Rumors.
Tyler Linderbaum, center for currently the Baltimore Ravens, but could be formerly the Baltimore Ravens, because Tyler Linderbaum is reported to be asking for a contract of anywhere between 20 and 25 million average per year. APY. That would make him the highest paid center in the NFL. Now, granted, he is the highest rated center in the NFL right now, according to PFF.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about him, Brandon. Do you think he's going to get that money?
I think so. And if you are a team, first of all, if you don't have a good offensive line, he will be worth it just off of, hey, I can set the protections so we can at least kind of slow down this defensive line or this blitz or whatever. He can call out stuff.
Center's the quarterback of the offensive line.
Yeah, and if you're a zone team, you want a center that can split the defense in half. But he can really make your offensive line so much better. Even if you have a good offensive line, if you don't have that center, he would just make offense. He would just take offensive lineman to a whole nother level. Listen, I'm a Cowboys fan. Travis Frederick was fantastic for us. But when Travis Frederick got sick and he could no longer play, trust me, I miss that guy. Okay? Because he did not last as long as he should have. He was smart. He was a very smart center, and he was one of the best centers at that time. Him, Kelsey, Alex Mack, Pouncey twins. But when he was no longer playing because he got sick, I'll tell you right now, I missed him. So, but going back to this Tyler Linderbaum kid, somebody's going to pay him. Now,
I think so, yeah.
You know, teams come to mind. You can look at the Giants, who John Harbaugh coached them in Baltimore. The Chargers, you know, Jim Harbaugh is the twin brother of John, and probably wouldn't mind having him in LA. And listen, Jim ain't afraid to build offensive linemen. Go get an offensive lineman, okay? I know that for a fact.
No, he prioritizes O-line.
Yeah. So you have to look at guys who has familiarity with him. But hey, listen, again, even if you're not familiar with him because you wasn't or staff, sign him. He's worth it. He's going to be worth every penny.
Well, chime in on those guys watching at home, and ladies, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen watching at home, chime in. Tyler Linderbaum, do you think he will get his 20 to 25 million? Let's move on. There's rumors that Malik Willis, the backup quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, could be on the move. And one of his main suitors is the Arizona Cardinals. Brandon, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think the Cardinals will be major players for him? If so, would he have success there? I know what you're gonna say, but go for the people at home.
Well, I think a lot of people will be because okay.
Gather your thoughts.
Listen, the quarterback market combined between free agency and the draft this year is horrendous. You better off bringing in Malik Willis. Mm-hmm. That's your best bet. Mm-hmm. Because I'm hearing that Kirk Cousins could be released. Ain't worth it.
He's a grand larcenist anyway. He's going to steal a bunch of money from you and make you give you hope and give you a bunch of empty calories and not do anything in the playoffs. I just said before, Kirk Cousins is Dak Prescott with a better PR firm. But go ahead.
Tua is about to get released because no one's trading for that huge contract, and the guy has no arm, no speed, no nothing, okay? and he needs to be really thinking about his future anyway, because he's had concussion problems a few years ago. Let's not forget about that. Okay,
Too many.
Okay, Kyler Murray needs to go play baseball. He's about to be released. He needs to go play baseball. Retire from the NFL, go Major League Baseball, and play baseball.
There's rumors linking Kyler Murray to the Jets, who is another poverty franchise. They just gonna go from bad to worse. But go ahead.
Speaking of Jets, I heard that they might be releasing Justin Fields. So
if they're going to get Kyler Murray, which is like 6 in one hand, half a dozen on the other,
and then Geno Smith might be released from the Raiders. So
might to it. He's going to be, but what I've heard, rumors that I've heard, is that Geno Smith is linked to the Vikings. So you gonna go from J.J. McCarthy, who was just heinous, to Geno Smith, who's about the same heinous, just older and more heinous. Way to go, Vikings.
Now, Brick, you saying this, and guess what? I agree. Now, here's the reason why I agree. It's not going to be because of Malik Willis. I think it's going to be because of their offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett.
Yes.
Okay.
Just
Nathaniel Hackett.
Head off of it. He's a hack.
Him and Adam Gase are one of the same. Okay. What do I mean? Both offensive coordinators thought they did something with certain quarterbacks. Okay. But they didn't. And they got head coaching jobs. And then people find out, oh, they're not really all that good. Because when Gase got that head coaching job, he was the offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos, who had veteran Peyton Manning at quarterback. Now, I get it. You have the offensive coordinator title for the Broncos, and you're working with Peyton Manning. But veteran Peyton Manning was already developed. He's been to the Super Bowl and won. And as smart as he was, you know how good he was as he was damn near his own offensive coordinator on the field. Okay. So going back to Nathaniel Hackett, now I'm being the OC for Arizona. And listen, I know they have Matt LaFleur's brother, who coaches in Green Bay, and they're gonna be running that Shanahan system, and that's good and all. But I just don't trust Nathaniel Hackett. I really, really don't. They could have brought in anybody else, almost anybody else, to be the offensive coordinator. But okay, too late. If I'm what's his name? Malik Willis, if Arizona's calling me, I'm running the other direction, but that's just me personally. Okay. I want to get to his comment real quick. Eric James said, if I would stick with Justin Fields, if I was the Jets, listen, I hear you, but Justin Fields is not a quarterback. I would stick with Tyrod Taylor before I stick with Justin Fields. Okay? That's just me.
Yeah, got a chance to win with Tyrod Taylor.
What we got? All right, cool. All right, yeah, let's do that, E.
Okay, so next up, A.J. Brown is rumored to be on the move. Suitors. Who could be suitors for A.J. Brown's services?
I've heard New England.
I've heard New England as well.
And really, it should be New England because Stephon Diggs keep getting older and older. So,
and there's also legal trouble with Stephon Diggs as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. So yeah,
they need a true X receiver.
Yeah, they do. And draft one this year too.
Yeah, and also draft one. You got to take advantage of this receiver class this year.
Yeah.
Max Crosby is rumored to possibly be on the move within a week's time.
We'll see where it ends up, man. I don't know, man.
I don't trust anything that the Raiders do because the Raiders' asking price right now is, of course, ridiculous because they're the Raiders. The rumor has it that they want 2 first-rounders for Max Crosby, which is kind of asinine because as great as Max Crosby is, he has a history of injury. He did not finish the season last season. I know the Raiders said he's hurt, air quotes. But I think they might have been shutting him down so he could get moved.
Yes. I think that's what it was too.
I think they're going to come off that asking price. Somebody's going to wheel and deal with them, and I think he moves, but it's just a question of where.
Yeah.
And where he's the best fit. I know he's going to want to go somewhere where he's got a chance to contend, because I know he's tired of rebuilds in Las Vegas. I'd be tired of rebuilds in Las Vegas too. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing that's been built in Las Vegas that has the Raiders name on it that's worth a damn is that stadium. That's about it. So we're gonna monitor that closely. If something happens between this show and our next broadcast, then we'll definitely cover it. TJ Edmonds. Tremaine Edwards, not TJ Edmonds. Tremaine Edmonds could be on the move from the Chicago Bears.
Could be released, yep.
He could be released as a cap casualty, and is because the style of defense that they're going to run, he doesn't fit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Possible landing places, I have no idea. He's still a pretty good linebacker.
Yeah, but he's not Roquan Smith, and that was clearly a Matt Eberflus move when he became the head coach. He traded Roquan to Baltimore, brought in Edmonds because he wanted to run that Tampa 2 dead defense. I mean, you can run Tampa 2, but you can't run in that volume like you used to back in the 90s and early 2000s.
You can do some Tampa 2 concepts within the game, but that can't be your base.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore. Not anymore.
No.
Breece Hall looks like he may potentially be staying with the Jets. They're talking about either extending him or franchising him. Thoughts?
I mean, makes sense. I would Tyrod Taylor, Breece Hall right now, Garrett Wilson at wide receiver. Try to keep some kind of nucleus so you can have a chance of winning games.
When we talk about core pillars of the team, the Jets don't have too many core pillars, but Breece Hall would definitely be one of them. Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, possible free agents. We don't know that they have until tomorrow to get that tag put on them. Which one of those guys do you think hits the market, if not both?
I think both of them hits the market, and I think Seattle wanted Montgomery, especially letting Walker go. So now it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Walker, because Montgomery's in Houston. So do they let him go, or do they pivot and try to bring in Travis Etienne or some other kind of running back? Because Rico Dotto in Carolina's a free agent.
Yeah, I think that they're going to extend Kenneth Walker. That would be incredibly irresponsible for you to let the Super Bowl MVP walk out the door. And I think he's going to command about 10, 11 million a year. I think that's going to be his market. I think that's something that's reachable. Travis Etienne, I do believe that the Jaguars are going to try to make something happen with him before it won't let him hit the market. They would be smart to. Travis Etienne, I really like more than Kenneth Walker. I like both of them. Let me be clear, but I like Travis Etienne more because Travis Etienne is a better receiving threat than Kenneth Walker. He is a dual threat running back.
Mm-hmm.
He gives you LaDainian Tomlinson, Christian McCaffrey, Roger Craig type vibes, where he can split wide and run routes. So his versatility makes him a little bit more valuable. So they may not extend Trey Hendrickson or put the tag on Trey Hendrickson in Cincinnati. He could be on the move. Now that changes the face of a lot of things because we got edge rushers. Edge rushers always in demand.
Yep.
If Hendrickson hits the market, you talking about trading for Max Crosby, the heat that might bring some heat off of him, off of Max Crosby, because you have a true free agent that you can give a deal to, as opposed to trading for a Max Crosby who you be picking up his deal.
Mm-hmm.
When you trade for him, along with giving up significant draft capital, whereas you can give Trey Hendrickson a deal, and not give up any draft capital.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see how that works. And then last but not least, Mike Evans could potentially be on the move from Tampa Bay. Now, talk about that for a minute. Well, we can close out with that.
Mike Evans wants a lot. Okay. Mike Evans is asking for Jesus, Noah, and Moses. Okay, what do I mean? He wants a quarterback he believes in. He wants a top tier offensive coordinator. He wants a chance at winning a Super Bowl, and he wants targets. Now I get it. I do. I really do. Super Bowl, I get it. Offensive coordinator makes sense because there ain't too many good offensive coordinators in the league. Quarterback that you believe in, ain't too many of those either. Targets, I understand because you're still trying to, get your numbers up and everything. But man, you on your last leg. You are on your last
He'll
leg.
be 33 at the beginning of the season.
You on your last leg, man.
In wide receiver years, that's ancient.
Yeah.
His
And
snap counts and his targets have gone down over the last 3 years, step by step.
And you gotta remember, they drafted a receiver last year from Ohio State
in Jigba.
in Jigba to basically replace you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how much longer Chris Godwin gonna continue to be on the team, but they gonna draft another receiver. And I think they have a guy named McMillan who they like as well. So they're getting younger at wide receiver down in Tampa. They are. They really are. So
what really bothers me is I follow David Lombardi, who's a beat writer for the San Francisco 49ers. There's constant talk surrounding Mike Evans and the 49ers, which would be completely counterproductive to what they want or what they say they want. They say they want to get younger and faster. Bringing in Mike Evans does not do that.
Mike Evans is almost stuck in the mud, almost stuck in concrete.
Yeah, he's not. I would have loved to have Mike Evans 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But not now. Not 33-year-old Mike Evans.
No, exactly.
If he wants to sign for a small fry and a 4-piece nugget from McDonald's, then okay, sure, it was good to have him on the roster. But no, not, it depends on how much money he's asking for. Could he mentor your young wide receiver room? Sure. But him wanting to be the primary target, I don't think so.
Exactly.
I don't think so. So I don't know what's going to turn out from that. But we will find out so much more by the time we hit the air this time next
week. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be crazy.
Yes.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, so the legal tampering period will start basically what we like to call NFL Christmas, part 1. Because you got NFL Christmas Part 1, which is free agency. Then you got NFL Christmas Part 2, which is the draft. So you got 2 Christmases in the NFL. So we're going to see what happens. And we'll keep you, we'll stay posted. We'll stay glued to our sources and our phones. And when we come back next week, we're going to have a lot to talk about. This show may not be an hour and a half. It may be more for all the things that we imagine that will take place between now and next week's show. So we can go ahead and end tonight and let Sugar Plums dance in your head. Unless you're a Raiders or a Browns fan. But,
Hey, let me ask you a question real quick. Is anybody going to sign Trayvon Diggs? You know why?
Because he's
trash, 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 trash. I am trash.
Okay. All right, so that's our show for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much to everyone who commented and interacted with us. Make sure to tell a friend. We're trying to get our sub list up. So tell a friend, get them to subscribe to the channel, get them to watch, comment, interact with us. It helps the algorithm. Definitely, because we try to do this. Yeah, trade deadline. That's good. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I love trade deadline too, man.
Yeah. But so we're trying to get our subscriber list up. So make sure to tell a friend about us. Hey man, I know some guys they're just fans, but they really know football. And check out their channel. So Yeah, that's all I got. Brandon, you want to take us out?
Yes. I'm not familiar with this gentleman here. Are you E?
Hey, D-Man 77. No, I don't know who that is.
Okay. Well,
Welcome, though.
Well, welcome. We appreciate it. Hopefully you'll be on with us next week and you can comment some more. If you're new to this channel, again, thank you for joining us. Please subscribe, share this channel with other people. It's supposed to be 4 of us, but right now you only see 2. The other 2 guys are not available for, but yeah, thanks for joining us. And like I said, please subscribe and join us next week. But we're currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can follow us on TikTok, IG, Twitter, and Facebook, Twitter, IG, TikTok. Yeah.
We're on so many platforms.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is the main one, though. You want to definitely follow us on YouTube. That's the one we want you to follow us up on.
Yeah, subscribe and hit that bell, please, and share with folks you know that love football. Okay. I think we had like 388 or something like that, 389 or something like that.
388.
Yeah.
388.
Okay. So, anyway, Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs the show, future Hall of Famer, That Direction Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, reminds you one last time, beware of the underwear Olympic performance. All right. Good night, y'all. Peace. Just remember, do not sign Trayvon Diggs.